Okay, now working our way from the right hand side of the cabin, we've got these buttons just in front of your knees. So the button here, that's a plus and a minus with a picture of a light bulb. Basically that's your illumination for your pod in here, so that will make them go brighter or dimmer. You then have your front parking sensor button, which you can switch on and off. So if you're driving along in traffic, slow traffic, you don't want it beeping all the time, you can have that switched off. And then you have your lane keep assist, lane departure warning button, which will come on every time you put the ignition on. Basically, if you're driving along and you go to close to a white line and you're not indicating, then the car will beep at you to warn you that you're getting near the white line, and it'll also try and steer you back in towards the middle. So if you don't want that feature, and I certainly don't have it on during the day, I would perhaps have it on if I was doing a long drive at night, you can just isolate that and switch that off. And then you've got your headlight leveling here. Shut the door, see if it... Right, so let me find the key. So in to the right hand side of our steering wheel we have our windscreen wipers. If we come down one setting, that puts, so we've come down two settings there, so we come down one setting, that brings the intermediate setting on. Now if we put that one up to automatic, we've now got the rain sensing wipers working, so you don't really need to touch your wipers at all from that point. If you want to wash the screen, you pull the lever towards you. Reverse to watch the back window, you push it away from you, and then you've got this roller for high or low, and that's to work your rear wiper blade. So that's on that side of the gear stick. Now we mentioned this button down here just now, the lane keep assist, lane departure warning. Hopefully you can see that in the bottom right hand corner. If I press the button, that light goes on and off. So let's switch that off. And then looking at the pod there to the right hand side, we've got our fuel, and then we've got our speedo with a digital readout in the center. And then at the bottom of the screen we've got the mileage we've done, what gear we're in, and the time. And then to the left we have the rev counter and the engine temperature. Now the bit in the center which currently says distance B, we can change that using these knobs here. So I'm going to change that down. So now we've got our departure, how long we've driven and how much fuel we've used. Then we've got how much fuel's in the vehicle at the top. You've got your average fuel that it will use going in the center, which has just got the 3 lines at the moment, and then your instant MPG going around the outside with the 0, 16, 34, 50 markers. Auto stop start, which we can switch off, I'll show you in a second. And your tire pressures will also come up on there. So that's, if you see across the top here, we've got a little picture of a car, then a clock, then your lane keep assist, then the radio, and then some settings. Now we change that by pressing this little book section. So when I push that little book, you can see that this has changed now to a digital speedo with a rev counter on it, and we can nudge that one down to give us the 2 different modes of that. If we press this button again, lane keep assistant is off there. If I press that button again, it's on standby, now it's off. Press the button again, it'll tell us what radio is on. Press it again, we're on the settings. So we can go up and down the settings. You can see the blue line moving on the screen there. And then if we want to go, so let's go level with vehicle settings. To access vehicle settings, we push that button in, and we've then got door, tailgate, convenience. So if I want to access the convenience, I just again push that button, and it gives us a few little settings in there which we can switch on and off, and you switch it on and off by pressing the little arrow on the end again. It will be set up for what most people would drive it with, so if you felt the need to play with any of the settings, then you do that from this button here, these buttons here, and then to go back to our first one again, we do that. Okay,